I'm Lee Slavin, and I live in Clark County in the town of Berryville in the state of Virginia. Well, I've lived here for about 20 years, and it was sort of a builder spec home, but when I walked in, I knew I could make it my own, and so after years of doing other renovations and putting my stamp on things, it was time to tackle the biggest one, which was the kitchen. And the old kitchen served me well, but I kind of had a vision that I've had for a long time, and it was time for a change. I've always enjoyed more of a modern sort of Art Deco kind of style, and the kitchen is kind of like the biggest place where you can explore. So I wanted something that was clean, yet not so sterile. I wanted something a little bit warm, clean, and just sort of went with the rest of my style in my house with my furniture and things like that. So I thought it would blend well with the style of the house and not be such a contrast to the outside style of the house, so that when you walked in you weren't totally shocked. So I did want to have some things that were here from before when the house was first built. So I think it was an idea to sort of blend the old and the new and keep a style that I had always wanted in my kitchen to come to life. I went around, I did a lot of research online. There's not a lot of, shall we say, modern options in the Shenandoah Valley area for modern renovations, and so I knew I'd have to look in other counties for it. So I went online and I found a couple places that when I looked at them, I could see that they had kind of the style that I was looking for, the lacquer, the more stainless steel, the more built-in feel, and I just kind of went from there. And Envy was one of the closer ones, and they had several showrooms, and I thought, well, I could actually physically go in and look at it. There was other places that I went to closer to DC and Tyson's Corner, and they had some European cabinets that I was really interested in, but we are so far west that they weren't able to do the project for us after they kind of said that they could. So it was kind of a letdown. And so then I just really started to do more research, and I thought, Envy keeps popping up. And so when I went to their showroom and I spoke to Homer, the designer, I said, yeah, this is where I need to be. And it was extremely easy and a really great decision. It was great. It was a partnership, and it was a lot easier than I thought. And I'm not afraid of tearing things out and having things look worse before it can look better again. I know that if you have a good vision and you have a good designer who knows your style, it's going to be fabulous in the end. So if I saw something that I thought might go in, I would email him or text him or show him a picture, and then he'd say, yeah, that's great with it, or how about this? And so over a couple of months, we started early, we were able to sort of really blend my vision and his skills to make it come out the way it needed to, both architecturally and what's going to fit, and also what I wanted. So it was fun, and he always responded back and gave me some suggestions, and if something wasn't available, there was a close to it, and he would make sure that I would even come in and see it before he would order it. He wanted to make sure that I really, really wanted it. And so I was willing to make the drive and go and do that. They had quite the material selections available there. It was pretty vast, and like I said, the showroom, it was easy to pull things off the shelf and see it come alive right in front of you, like on a small scale. And of course, the designer put everything up on a digital display, so I could really see my kitchen come to life, while it was still looking like my old kitchen, and that was great. Very good selection of materials, everything that I wanted. And if something wasn't available, there was always something that they could pull from that I'd probably like even better. And so also having an open mind during this process is really helpful too, and someone who knows your style. So the materials selection was very vast, and it was shocking to me because I had seen some designs in magazines with particularly the lighter color wood back here that I really wanted, and they weren't always available, and this was something that was readily available and manageable, so it was quite easy to achieve the look that I wanted. My favorite part of the kitchen is, it has to be the island. I know that's cliche, everyone wants a bigger island, but my island was such a small peanut before, and I really love to cook, and I don't like to haul things in and out, so I had a lot of things on the island, and it wasn't a lot of workspace. But for me, it just kind of, the way it flows from one side to the other, it kind of makes the kitchen more smooth, and it makes it bigger. You would think that it would fill in the space and make the space look smaller. It doesn't. The linear quality of it makes it seem like this whole space is the entire kitchen, whereas before it kind of stopped way behind me and it was just a bunch of empty space. And so I'd have to say the island, not just for the storage, but for the way it makes the kitchen look. The stone choices were vast there at the showroom, but I wanted to choose something that was going to be clean, not super shiny to take away from the lacquer of the cabinets, but to have a little bit of depth to it. I didn't want to do a pure marble, but I wanted something shiny and warm, and so Homer chose this stone here on the island so that it would have a little bit of color and a little bit of pizzazz, but I didn't want anything to be so dramatic that my eye would just be going there constantly in the kitchen. I wanted it to be kind of muddy a little bit, yet have some color, but not be so shocking. And then of course I chose the plain white for the countertops so that it wouldn't take away from the kind of pizzazziness of the island. And I wanted the richer stone to kind of go in other places here to kind of pull the whole look together, and it not just be the center island, but also keep your eye around the sides as well. And I think it kind of warms it up. I didn't want too much of a white kitchen. That's kind of overdone. It's not really my style. And I think it balances well with kind of the cream cabinets. I didn't want pure white. I have a lot of kind of creamy and grays going on, playing off of each other, so it's not too much of one or the other. The house as it was before, to me, was just a series of doors. And so I had a pantry door, which was just a cheap particle door. I had a door to the dining room, which was behind there, and then another door to the laundry room. So for me, it was just about wasted space. So I wanted something where it was just continuous. And Homer said, well, what if we just took the cabinets all the way through? And I said, that would be wonderful, but I need the laundry room. And he said, well, we'll just build it in so that it matches everything else, and it's like its own separate room again. But out front here, it looks like it's part of the kitchen and cabinets. And I said that would be amazing. And that, honestly, I know the island is the best feature, but that structurally has been one of my favorite pieces, because it's no longer looking like a laundry room. It looks like, again, it's made the kitchen so much bigger. It didn't stop over here, it stops there. My husband was telling everybody at work the whole process of this over the summer, and someone from his office actually is using Envy right now to renovate believe their kitchen as well. So we've already started that journey. Yes, it's a huge undertaking, you know, time-wise, money-wise, and just organization-wise, but where I think we were last year at this time, I can't believe it's already finished. So I would definitely recommend them. They stand by their work 100%, and like I said, Harb was here until the very last day, and if I looked around and saw something that was either off or not what I wanted, or something needed to be fixed, they were here fixing it right away. And they still are. If they say if I need anything, I can always call them. So I think that's priceless.